Hello and welcome to another video. My name is Kaylee and I'm a creative artist living in the UK. In this video, I'm going to have a super quick flick through my latest finished sketchbook and I'll explain some of the things along the way. The sketchbook itself is a Talon's Art Creation sketchbook and this size is a 13 by 21 centimeter sketchbook. This has to be one of my favourite kinds of sketchbook. It's been that way for many years and I have quite a few of them in this size as well as the larger sizes that are available. I like that there are different covers and different colours available, so when you have them on a shelf they look really pretty. I'll put a link in the description if you wanted to check them out. I feel like this sketchbook has been a transition sketchbook for me, where I've really been able to allow myself to experiment and develop the style and skills whilst honing in on my chosen medium, which is, in this case, watercolour and pencil. So I'm just going to be really flicking through these so you can see what is inside the sketchbook. I'll probably do a little bit of a longer one where I can explain some of the artworks, the mediums that I've used, the places that I was, and show some photos. Um, but I just wanted to show what was in this one, sort of like a little document, and just share it with you all. So I think it's quite clear to see when you're looking through these first few. I'm sort of getting a sense that I'm drawn to landscapes, I want to paint them, and the colours are still quite light. And you can see as I'm going further on, I'm experimenting with darker tones, and then it's sort of like a transition period between um, going with those darker tones and being bold and brave, and then coming back to where I feel a bit more safe, where it's very light. I did experiment a little bit in this sketchbook with gouache, which I think helped push me to use those darker tones because you're putting those down first. Um, I really did enjoy this sketchbook and I think that it's really helped me develop as an artist, and it's helped the way that I look at things. Because it is a smaller sketchbook, I've found it more accessible to just have out in the open, whereas I would have been a little bit more reserved and a bit shy before. I've done a lot of on location painting with this sketchbook, which has been amazing and I've really enjoyed it. But I've also done a lot of painting at home where I've been able to sort of take pictures when I've been out, come back and paint from them. There is a range of illustrations in this sketchbook, which I think is maybe something new as well. I think in past sketchbooks, I've sort of felt like I have to keep a similar sort of vibe throughout, and with this one, I just allowed myself to be really free and to just paint and draw what I felt like at the time. And I think that that allowed more freedom. I felt looser. And when I was on location, I was able to use some of the skills that I'd been able to practice um, while doing that. So a lot of these are from On Location that I'm showing now, and some of them are available as prints as well, or will be very soon in my shop. I'm not sure what happened with that page, but let's leave that one behind. But Rydal Water in the Lake District is somewhere that I frequently visit, and it's such a lovely place to paint. It's so peaceful. I was able to work on some of my illustrations for books for future, as well as some work for other people. I was able to just be really free in this one, and I think that although the only limitation before was myself, I think I had the confidence within art to do it now. And I don't love every single piece in this book, but I'm really, really pleased with quite a lot of it, and I can see my skills changing and developing, and I really enjoy to look through this one. I'm halfway through my next sketchbook now, and it's really been interesting to see the difference already between this one and my new current one. A lot of illustration style and what I like to do um, when I'm painting, like for myself or on location. I'm figuring a lot of things out which I haven't really been able to give myself the time to do before. Um, I've definitely had some weeks where I haven't painted as much, and I feel like I'm going through this current sketchbook maybe a little bit slower than I did with this one that I'm showing now. But I think that that's okay, and that's part of the journey. I've got different things going on now, but I really want to make sure that I'm keeping up with that practice and that I am sketching every day just to keep those skills going, to keep my hands loose and not to feel that fear that I used to feel in a sketchbook where I was kind of like, oh, this isn't very good. I need to cover it with something. Instead, I just turn the page and I start a new one, which has been really good for me personally as well, because it puts into perspective, like with all problems, that okay, I don't have to fix it if I can't, just move on to the next thing. And yeah, I've really, really enjoyed this one. So I've used a lot of watercolors and colored pencils. I now have really picked out the colors that I always reach for, and I've been able to minimize the amount that I take out with me because I'm sort of familiar with the color palette um, that I'm reaching for, and then I'll add in extra ones and maybe challenge myself to use more of one color sometimes. And I think that that's a really good skill that I've been able to learn as well. So whenever I finish a sketchbook, I always like to write in a little note about how the sketchbook's made me feel, or just a little something to sort of summarize the sketchbook. And so in this one, I want to read you what I wrote. And I wrote, I have loved this sketchbook and have painted in so many places. I'm so proud of how my art and style is progressing and is still fun and relaxing. I'm excited to start another sketchbook and see where it leads me. And I've also noted that I finished the sketchbook on the 11th of August 2025. And I hope you've enjoyed looking through my sketchbook, and I'll see you in the next video. If you have any sketchbooks that you've just finished, or if you use this kind of sketchbook, comment below and let me know your favourite thing about it. See you in the next one. Bye!